Hey guys, thank you for joining me today on the Bria Tribe where we talk about everything finance and wellness. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Sashoy, and today we're going to be talking about building financial habits. Yes, and I will be referring to one of my favorite books, The Power of Habits by Charles Duhigg. So, in my previous videos, I've spoken about creating an emergency fund, paying yourself first, and creating your monthly budget. And all this has to do with habits. It's either you're going to be creating a new habit to get into saving, or you're going to break an old habit of like bad money management. So today, with the help of the book The Power of Building Habits, we're going to be diving in and looking into how we can build new habits. So stick around. So let's dive into it. The power of habit, it helps us to understand why habits are the core of everything that we do, how they're formed, and how we're able to change them. So there's many good points in this book I highly recommend to everyone. But today the main takeaway that we're going to be looking at is how habit works. And from this book, it says that habit works in a three-step loop. Habits are triggered by a cue, it then leads to a routine, which results in a reward. If you don't expose yourself to a cue, then you won't be triggered to do a habit. And the cue can be anything like a location, time, emotion, other people, last action. So, for example, you come home from work every day and you watch TV. Sitting in front of that TV after work would be your cue. So every time you sit, you have a bag of chips while you watch TV. So that becomes your routine, having a bag of chips while you watch TV. And the reward is that you have that crunch throughout your movie, or popcorn, as many people often do. If you're trying to lose weight, then this is going to be a bad habit for you. So instead of sitting with a bag of chip, you're removing that routine and you're going to be sitting with a bag of carrots. So eating the carrots, you still get that crunch throughout the movie. So just by substituting chips with carrot, you're able to change the routine, which in turn change the habit. So you went from having an unhealthy crunch during your movie to a healthy crunch. So basically, if you want to get rid of a bad habit, the best thing to do is to change your routine. So to create a habit is also based on this formula. So say for example, you want to create a habit of paying yourself first. You need to create a cue. So the cue would be either marking every day that you get paid on the calendar in some bright red, or highlighting it so you see clearly. Setting a reminder on your phone for the days that you get paid. So the cue would be the reminder that you got paid, or the marking on the calendar. So the routine would be that you sit down when you get paid and you work on your budget. You either take that money that you're paying yourself from your account to whatever investment you're putting it into. So the reward would be that you put away money that's going to help you achieve financial freedom. So the book also went on talking about willpower. It's important to have that willpower to make the start, and also breaking your habit down into small pieces basically. So writing it down is also a good way. So for example, you're going to start paying yourself first, and this is a habit that you're going to be working on. Sure, you set out your cue where you have that reminder. Your routine can start very small, whereas instead of, say your end goal is to start paying yourself $200 every paycheck, that might be a lot of money. So instead of starting there, the first time you do it, you start with $10, and the next time you start with $20, and the next time you start with $30, and you build momentum over time. Instead of taking that $200 the first time and then you're like, whoa, like I can't afford all my bills this month because I'm putting away too much money. But when you take away a small amount like $10, you probably don't feel it as much. and then the next paycheck you're like, okay, I did $10 and I survived pretty well, so I'm gonna do $20 this paycheck, and you move on and on and on until you reach your $200 goal. The problem with setting habits, if you start too high or too fast, you might lose the willpower to continue. You don't feel encouraged, or you don't feel like it's working, so you give up. So it's good to start small. So let's look at another example. So let's say it's your birthday is coming up in a few months, and you want to save some money to have a party or treat yourself. You want to get into the habit of saving money. Again, you need a cue. Every paycheck, that's our cue. So whenever you get paid, you sit down and you have your budget. You have your budget lined out. You have your goal lined out. So you say your goal again is $200 for your birthday, and you have 3 months. Over the course of that 3 months, you break it down like, this week when I get paid, I don't have to pay rent, so I can save $20. Next paycheck, I will have to pay rent, so I can probably only save $5, and so forth. And you set up that momentum, and you set up your clear goals so you can stick to it. By the time your birthday come around, you'll have enough money to enjoy guilt-free. So again, I encourage y'all to look into this book. It's a very good book. It has helped me to create habits for coming home after work, where I'd normally just go sit in front of the TV for a little bit. But instead of that, no, I come home and I do 5 minutes of yoga, and hopefully I'll get it up to 20 minutes soon. But I just started, so I'm not in a rush. As I said, build momentum and keep that willpower going. So I'll probably move on to 10 minutes next, and then probably 15 minutes, and then 20 minutes. So I recommend you all to read this book, or you can find an audiobook. So if you're working on any habits, or you're thinking of working on creating any habits, financial or non-financial, come in the comment section and let me know, and let's talk about it. Again, thank you guys for joining me for another video. Remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.